Alright, so for Unit 22 in linguistics, I got a few things here. First of all, is sign order or word order is an important factor in determining the meaning of a sentence. Excuse me, as the book says, you cannot simply take each separate word in a sentence, just take the meaning from each of them, clump them all together, and boom, that's what the sentence means. You have to take the words in order, like, as the book says, cat chased dog. Obviously, the cat is the one chasing the dog. But if you flip around the words cat and dog, then you get the meaning dog is chasing the cat. Word order or sign order, if you're using sign language, is very important in determining the meaning of a sentence. There's also semantic order, excuse me, or semantic role. How sentences show who did what to whom, with whom, or for whom. Examples of semantic roles are agent, patient, experiencer, instrument, and cause. In the first sentence above, the cat is the agent or the doer of the verb chase, and the dog is the patient or the receiver. Uh, and obviously, if you switch them around, the roles switch. The dog would then be the agent, and the cat would be the patient. The verb would stay the same, though, obviously. And then in the sentence, Joan likes pizza, Joan is the experiencer. It means a different thing. She is not really doing anything or receiving any action, but she is experiencing some physical or psychological sensation. Excuse me. In the English sentence, the key opens the door. The semantic role of the word key is an instrument. It is not experiencing anything. It is not itself doing anything. It is the instrument used to open the door. Excuse me. Next, I have function words or morphemes. In spoken languages, tense is often indicated by bound morphemes that attach to verbs, like ed, the suffix. We already went over this in a unit about 2 or 3 weeks ago, so I'm not going to really dive into it. We already know about this. But basically, spoken languages like English, they either have prefixes or suffixes to go on the end of verbs, such as walk becomes walked. But they also have separate lexical items like last night and next year to give an idea of tense, when something's going to happen or when something has already happened. Excuse me. But in ASL, we have separate sign, just complete separate words. We don't have any prefixes or suffixes. They're just separate, what are they called? Lexical items. Excuse me, to show tense. But we already know this, so I don't really need to spend any more time on that. But there's another way, like the book says, if a signer is talking about something right now, they're interpreting, and then there's something that happened in the past that pertains to the current situation or what is currently being talked about, they can lean back and slightly to the side and talk about what happened back then, and then they can come back up and keep talking about now. And it's really cool. I absolutely love how just little shifts in your posture can do so much, like roll shifting and then I guess tense shifting, if it even has a name, if that even works as a name. But sign language is just really cool in the sense that just positioning your chest or twisting your shoulders or anything like that can change a lot of the context in a sentence. Excuse me. Aspect has to do with the manner in which the action of a verb is performed, as we saw in the unit on typical aspect. While in spoken languages, aspect may be indicated by bound morphemes or by separate lexical items. We saw that ASL aspect is often shown by altering the basic structure of the sign, as in the sign sit for a long time. Meaning, you don't say sit for a long time, you just change the expression and the movement, rather, of the sign. Sit for a long time. Just like wait for a long time, or if you want to say something was really, really slow. You don't have to say it was much slow or anything like that. Just slow down the movement of the sign, change the expression and the non-manual signal, and you keep the same meaning, I guess. Keep it, yet change it at the same time, if that makes any sense at all. I'm probably just babbling uselessly, but next is reference. Provides information about the relationship between noun phrases and their references, or reference, rather. For example, the English sentence "a cat is on the porch" and "the cat is on the porch" have different meanings, brought by the determiners "a" and "the." Excuse me, and the same thing is true for ASL. If you say "boy determiner" by just pointing at him is funny or silly, uh, it means that specific boy. That boy right there is funny, silly. But if you just say "boy funny" or "boy silly," I don't know the sign for silly, that's why I'm saying funny instead. um, it just means any unspecified boy. Whereas if you use the determiner, it makes sure that everybody knows that one is the one you're talking about. But those are just a few things that I got from Unit 22.